Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss the deep dives we do here on Atten Recounts. Today, we're going to uncover a survival item so powerful, so effective, that governments and authorities actually moved to ban it, and the reasons behind that decision reveal a lot about human history, societal control, and the very nature of survival itself. Stick with me, because this isn't just about curiosity. It's about understanding why some tools are treated as threats and how knowledge of them can empower you in unexpected ways. This survival item changed the way people survived in extreme conditions. For centuries, people have relied on ingenious methods to endure harsh environments. The item we're talking about is deceptively simple, yet astonishingly effective pemmican. Developed by indigenous peoples in North America, pemmican is a high-calorie, long-lasting food composed of dried meat, fat, and sometimes berries. Explorers, fur traders, and even military forces relied on it during long expeditions across ice fields, deserts, and forests where conventional supplies would spoil. Its strength wasn't just in nutrition, it was portability, shelf life, and the ability to sustain human life in conditions where starvation was a daily threat. The very qualities that made pemmican a lifesaver eventually made it controversial. European colonial authorities and later governments viewed its independence from conventional supply chains as a challenge to their control. Soldiers or explorers who could sustain themselves without relying on state-provided rations could act more independently, which posed a subtle yet real risk to established power structures. For historians and survival enthusiasts alike, understanding this dynamic shows that survival knowledge isn't neutral. It intersects with politics, economics, and even law. In the 19th century, the fur trade was one of the most lucrative industries in North America. Companies like the Hudson's Bay Company depended on strict control over their supply chains. Independent voyageurs or traders using pemmican could bypass company supplies, carry on trading expeditions longer, and even resist company mandates. This directly threatened profits and centralized control. Authorities therefore imposed bans or restrictions on the production and trade of pemmican in some regions. For survivalists today, this history is, well, pretty instructive. It shows that some tools or methods get suppressed not because they are dangerous in themselves, but because they empower individuals in ways that institutions fear. Understanding the political context of survival gear can help modern survivalists make informed choices about self-reliance and preparedness. Knowing why pemmican was banned allows us to extract practical lessons. First, focus on self-sufficiency. Pemmican's enduring qualities, high calorie density, longevity, and minimal storage requirements make it a model for modern emergency food planning. Anyone serious about long-term survival should, experiment with drying meats and mixing them with fats to create their own supply. Start small. Try making enough for a week, then gradually scale up. Store it in airtight containers, keep it in a cool, dry place, and rotate your stock just as explorers did centuries ago. Second, understand the importance of mobility. Unlike canned goods or freeze-dried foods that require packaging, pemmican allowed explorers to travel light. Apply this concept to modern backpacking or emergency kits. Prioritize foods and tools that maximize caloric or functional value while minimizing weight. This principle isn't just historical trivia. It's a direct application of centuries-old survival wisdom. Even in modern times, survival tools face scrutiny. Firearms, certain medicinal plants, and high-energy emergency foods occasionally come under regulation. The pattern is consistent. Authorities intervene when independent survival capabilities challenge centralized systems. By studying banned survival items like pemmican, we gain perspective on why societies regulate tools that confer independence. It also reminds us that history isn't just in textbooks. It's alive in everyday choices about self-reliance and preparation. For the survivalist or history enthusiast, this knowledge is actionable. Start by researching the ingredients and preparation methods of traditional survival foods. Understand preservation techniques like dehydration, fat rendering, and airtight storage. Then experiment in controlled settings. Create small batches, test their longevity, and evaluate caloric content. Integrating historical wisdom into practical experiments transforms knowledge into survival skill. Beyond food, this mindset applies to tools, clothing, and navigation techniques used by past explorers and soldiers. Each banned item has a lesson in resilience, independence, and resourcefulness. Ultimately, studying items that were banned isn't just about curiosity, it's about insight. You learn how societies value control over human capability, how survival skills intersect with politics, and how one tool can shift power dynamics. For anyone passionate about history or survival, that perspective is invaluable. It sharpens your understanding of both the past and how to prepare for the future. So, if you found this exploration useful, make sure you subscribe to Atten Recounts and share this video with fellow enthusiasts. Diving deep into these overlooked aspects of history empowers you to see survival not just as a skill, but as a lens for understanding human resilience, innovation, and the forces that shape societies. Remember, knowledge is the most potent survival tool of all.